Hello, how are you all? Here I am discussing the syllabus of Rani Channamma University Belgaum students. Syllabus for first semester students. Let us begin. Here, what we discuss here is here the syllabus. The students for PCM. I am discussing here the subjects. Currently, I am discussing the syllabus of physics. So let's start. Mechanics and properties of matter syllabus. First semester students. The first chapter is conservation laws, gravitation, and in that rigid body dynamics. Third chapter is elasticity, and fourth chapter is surface tension. In that subpart is viscosity. Okay, let us discuss all the subtopics of unit 1 step by step. In that, conservation laws, law of conservation of a linear momentum. That statement will they ask center of mass and expressions for position vector and velocity, acceleration, and force of center of mass. Distinction between laboratory frame of reference and center of mass frame of reference. Also, the syllabus includes concept of elastic and inelastic collisions, derivation of final velocities in case of a elastic collision. First one is laboratory frame of reference and second one is the center of mass frame of reference. Derivation of a final velocities in case of a inelastic collision in laboratory frame of reference. And second one is center of mass frame of reference. Other is conservation of linear momentum in case of a variable mass, principle of a rocket, and derivation of equation of motion for momentum in case of variable masses. Remember student, Mm, note that principle of rocket and derivation of for equation of motion for the single stage rocket, it is very important. Most of the time in every academic year they'll ask the question on it. Principle of rocket and derivation for equation of a motion for single stage rocket. Okay, and they will ask the concept uh, on necessity of multi-stage rocket qualitatively and basic of angular momentum and torque, relation between angular momentum and torque qualitatively. Okay, and next mohile that basics of we had covered this and law of a conservation of angular momentum with example. They'll ask like a statement, definition, and with their example. Okay, and concept of a work and power in terms of a line integral, law of a conservation of energy, work energy principle. They'll ask on the question on this. Just you need to read on this deeply and practice consistently. Will get out of out marks. Okay, let us discuss unit 2, gravitation, Newton's law of gravitation. As we studied in first year and second year, we all know Newton's law of gravitation. It is the revising term as thing statement. They will ask expression for escape velocity and orbital velocity, Kepler's law of a planetary motion, derivation for Kepler's second law, third law, and concept of a satellite, derivation for binding energy of satellite, artificial satellite, geostationary satellite, and polar orbit satellite with different types of orbits. Concept of a weightlessness, basic ideas of a GPS and navic. Okay, next there will be problem in first chapter. uh, if you see, there is no problems, but in second chapter, I mean second unit, there will they ask problems. Okay, and rigid body dynamics, moment of inertia, radius of a gyration, statement of a theorem of a parallel axis and theorem of a perpendicular axis, derivation of a expression for moment of inertia. For first one is rectangular lamina, and second thin uniform rod, and third is circular disc. After that, theory of compound pendulum, theory of a flywheel and its applications, problems. So let us go ahead with the unit 3, that is elasticity. Statement of a Hooke's law, behavior of a wire under stress, modulus of elasticity, derivation of expression for relations between elastic constants, derivation of a work done per unit volume in deforming body, derivation of a twisting couple of a cylindrical rod or a wire, torsion pendulum, derivation for time period of a torsion pendulum, derivation of a bending moments, theory of a cantilever, derivation of a Young's modulus by bending of a beam supported at its ends and loaded at the middle. Next, Unit 4, Introduction to Surface Tension, derivations for pressure difference across a curved liquid surface and surf, sorry, expression for rise of a liquid in capillary tube, and determination of surface tension by Quink's method with a relevant theory, effect of temperature and impurity on surface tension, and with example viscosity, introduction to viscosity, streamline and turbulent flow, derivation of Poisson's formula for the flow of viscous fluid through a narrow tube, motion of a body in a viscous medium, Stokes' law with the derivation and expression for a terminal viscosity. Example, viscosity of a raindrop, problems. Okay, you can refer the books, these books, Fundamentals of Physics, of written by Halliday and Walker, and all these books are there. You can refer these all books. Okay, thank you so much.